The workforce is constantly evolving. With baby boomers retiring and millennials and Gen Z making up over 68% of the workforce, we're seeing massive changes in work culture, leadership, and even how people define success. But how did we get here? Let's take a journey through the generations, exploring their work styles, values, and the forces that shaped them. First, let's go way back. The GI generation, 1900 to 1924, and Silent Generation, 1925 to 1945, grew up during times of war and economic hardship. Their work ethic was shaped by survival. Jobs were about stability and loyalty. The GI generation was a civic generation, meaning they came of age during crises like World War I, the Great Depression, and World War II. They were the decision makers and leaders during these times of hardship. This generation valued duty, hierarchy, and national service, leading to long-term careers in government, manufacturing, and corporations. Then came the Silent Generation, the first adaptive generation. Born during the Great Depression, they didn't challenge authority like later generations did. Instead, they followed the rules and worked hard in stable jobs. Many spent their entire careers at one company, earning pensions and retiring comfortably. Loyalty and hierarchy defined their workplaces. Then came the baby boomers, born in 1946 to 1964, during a time of economic expansion. The booming economy meant they had plenty of job opportunities, and they worked hard to climb the corporate ladder. Boomers were idealists. They fought for civil rights, protested the Vietnam War, and questioned authority. But once they entered the workforce, they became the authority. They believed in hard work and created the 70, 80-hour work week to prove themselves. Many boomers stayed with one company for decades, moving up the corporate ladder. They valued job security, pensions, and seniority-based promotions. However, they also created a workaholic culture, expecting long hours and company loyalty in return for financial success. At their peak, boomers were the largest working generation, holding leadership positions in every major industry. But times were about to change. Enter Generation X, born 1965 to 1981. The first generation raised by two working parents and divorce rates skyrocketing, Gen X became independent and self-sufficient. Gen X grew up seeing economic recessions and mass layoffs, especially in the 1980s. Unlike boomers, who expected loyalty in exchange for job security, Gen X learned that companies wouldn't always return the favor. Technology also shaped Gen X. They were the first generation to use computers at work, adapting to rapidly changing industries. But they also valued work-life balance, challenging the live-to-work mentality of boomers. Many Gen Xers didn't trust corporations, leading them to become entrepreneurs, starting companies like Google and Amazon. They valued skills over seniority, a mindset that would greatly influence millennials. Millennials, or Gen Y, born 1982 to 2000, were raised in a world of collaboration and technology. From group projects in school to instant messaging, they grew up hyper-connected. But their career expectations crashed with the 2008 Great Recession. Unlike boomers who expected long-term careers, millennials had to job hop to survive. They focused on side hustles, gig work, and purpose-driven careers. Millennials prioritized flexibility, relationships, and growth over salary. And now we have Gen Z, born 2001, present. Unlike millennials, who are optimistic job hoppers, Gen Z is cautious and pragmatic. They grew up watching their parents struggle in the Great Recession, making them risk-averse and financially cautious. Gen Z demands fair pay, flexibility, and work-life balance. But unlike millennials, they also crave stability, seeking long-term jobs with strong benefits. They are also the most diverse generation in history and expect companies to reflect that. To attract and retain Gen Z, businesses need to focus on fair pay, hybrid and remote work, diversity and inclusion, career growth and learning opportunities. Culture isn't just about leadership, it's about employee involvement. The best way to create a workplace culture that lasts is by involving employees in defining the company's cause. Ask employees, what do you see our cause as currently? Leadership may believe the company stands for one thing, but employees may see something different. This helps identify misalignment in workplace culture. Refine responses into 2, 3 cause statements that everyone can understand, even a 6th grader. Test it internally with employees and externally with customers. If the response is, "That's exactly what we do," you're on the right track. Employees should be trained to lead with the cause. Instead of saying, "We make pool covers," employees might say, "We bring families together and keep them safe." That's the power of a shared purpose. Instead of tailoring workplace cultures to different generations, companies should create one adaptable culture that integrates the best aspects of each generation. The future of work isn't about choosing between generations. It's about building a culture where everyone, from boomers to Gen Z, feels valued, engaged, and motivated to succeed. And that's a workplace worth building.